From royal buzz to raspberry bust, Meghan Markle's Watery jam sparks outrage. Here's what went down. How Meghan Markle's fancy jam became the internet's favorite joke and a massive branding oops. It was supposed to be a royal revolution in raspberry. Meghan Markle's big leap into the lifestyle market, as ever, was pitched as equal parts elegant and empowering. Handcrafted, small batch, elevated home goods, and jam. Yes, jam. But not just any jam. We're talking royally endorsed, $12 a jar, Netflix cooking show featured raspberry jam, the kind you might expect to taste like it was personally blessed by the queen herself. Okay, not that queen. And yet, within 72 hours, Meghan's launch didn't just trend for the wrong reasons. It exploded. Not because of how good it was, but because, as the internet so lovingly pointed out, her jam wasn't jam at all. It was watery sauce in a glass jar. One customer compared it to runny ketchup. Another posted a photo with a haunting caption, "Is this jam or juice?" And just when you thought things couldn't get worse, one TikTok user claimed she found a hair inside her unopened jar. So what happened? Was this a classic case of royal ambition outpacing reality? Or is there a deeper story behind the jam disaster that's equal parts cautionary tale and branding blunder? Buckle up. We're diving into this deliciously messy scandal spoon first. Chapter 1. Once upon a time in Montecito, the jam that started it all. Let's rewind for a moment. It all started with a box. Not just any box, a curated, aesthetic, perfectly lit on Instagram box sent to select A-list influencers and friends of Meghan Markle. Think Serena Williams, Oprah, Chrissy Teigen, basically the VIP circle that turns anything into gold. Inside, a candle, a linen napkin, a cute wooden spoon, and Meghan's debut product from her as ever brand, a sleek, minimal jar of raspberry jam with a handwritten label that read, "With love, Meghan." Sounds dreamy, right? The internet devoured it. The jam sold out within the hour. People started scalping it online like it was a PS5 during a holiday shortage. But then came the first bite. And let's just say it wasn't as sweet as it looked. Chapter 2. The taste test that tore the dream apart. You'd think a $12 jar of jam would taste like a picnic in the English countryside. Instead, it tasted like regret. Food writer Jane, hers didn't hold back. "If we had known better, we'd have thought it melted during its expedited journey to us," she said, after describing the jam's unfortunate tendency to drip off the spoon like marinara. Another viral post on X, formerly Twitter, said, "Small, expensive, runny texture, and not that special. I think I'll stick with my regular jam."
Ouch.
But it wasn't just about the texture. Some users slammed the product for being more of a sugary sauce than a wholesome, handcrafted jam. One commenter even accused it of tasting like a jar of high-fructose corn syrup and food coloring, a far cry from the all-natural, artisan image it was going for. And then came the hair. A photo that broke the internet in the worst way. Right there, tangled into the glossy crimson pool at the top of the jam jar, was what looked unmistakably like a long, dark strand of hair. Cue the collective internet gag reflex. Chapter 3. The Royal Apology. Damage control in a designer blazer. Meghan Markle has always known how to handle a media frenzy, but this one hit different. She didn't say much at first, but when the backlash spiraled into viral chaos, she had no choice but to address it. Through her team, a short statement was released. "We are aware of the concerns surrounding the consistency of our raspberry spread and are working closely with our production partners to ensure every jar meets our high standards. We sincerely apologize for any disappointment caused and are offering full refunds to impacted customers." Translation: we goofed. Hard. Behind the scenes, insiders say Meghan was mortified. This was supposed to be her Gwyneth Goop moment, a flawless brand debut. Instead, it turned into the punchline of the week, with memes showing the jam being poured over pasta or labeled Meghan's raspberry soup. Chapter 4. A hairy situation when product fulfillment goes horribly wrong. Let's talk logistics. How does a small lifestyle brand launched by a literal duchess end up shipping jars with hairs in them and jam that behaves like gazpacho? Sources close to the As Ever production team claim the initial batch was rushed to meet demand, and corners were cut. The jam reportedly wasn't given enough time to set properly after cooking, and the fulfillment center used for the expedited deliveries wasn't fully vetted. Imagine shipping jars of fruit spread across the country during spring heat waves with minimal insulation. Of course, it turned into raspberry soup. But even worse, some of the packaging was reportedly handled without the kind of food-grade precautions you'd expect from a premium brand. And thus the hair. Let this be a lesson. When launching a luxury lifestyle brand, make sure your jam doesn't double as shampoo. Chapter 5. Celebrity endorsements, help or hype machine gone wrong. It didn't help that the A-listers who received Meghan's curated boxes posted glowing reviews before even tasting the jam. One influencer wrote, "So honored to receive this stunning gift from Meghan. Smells divine," only to quietly delete her post days later when the backlash hit peak velocity. The disconnect between celebrity hype and average consumer experience couldn't have been starker. For many fans who bought the jam, it felt like they'd been scammed into buying a status symbol instead of a quality product. Like buying a designer bag and realizing it's made of cardboard. Is this just the reality of influencer marketing in 2025? Or is it a sign that we're all craving authenticity over aesthetic? Chapter 6. The Internet Reacts. A memeable mess. You know it's bad when the internet turns your jam into a meme. Here are some of the best and most brutal reactions. Meghan's jam is the fire festival of fruit spreads. I paid $12 for this? Girl, I could have just spilled juice on my toast. As ever? More like never again. With love, Meghan? This feels more like revenge. Hashtag Jamgate even started trending on TikTok, with users attempting their own version of the jam, many of which looked more solid than the original. One hilarious video showed a woman dramatically pretending to drink the jam through a straw while crying, "I wanted to feel royal." Social media might be ruthless, but it also taught us something important. If you mess up publicly, at least make it funny. Chapter 7. What Meghan can learn, and what you can too. Here's the thing, every brand stumbles. Even Goop had its "this candle smells like my vagina" moment, and weirdly that one worked. But Meghan's jam fail feels different, partly because it promised so much and delivered so little. So, what can be learned? 1. Test before you ship. Seriously. Especially if you're asking $12 for jam. If it runs like Kool-Aid, maybe pause the launch. 2. Transparency wins. Had Meghan gotten in front of the backlash early, maybe even poked fun at it, the response could have been very different. 3. Authenticity over perfection. We're not in the Pinterest era anymore. People care more about how something makes them feel than how it photographs on a marble countertop. Don't underestimate the power of a single strand of hair. It will haunt you. Chapter 8. So, is this the end of As Ever? Not quite. Despite the jam drama, Meghan's brand still has potential. The demand is clearly there. The idea of a wholesome, mindful, small-batch lifestyle brand rooted in calm luxury? It resonates, especially with millennials and Gen Z. But execution matters. Especially when your name is Meghan Markle and the internet is always watching. Insiders say the next batch of products will undergo rigorous quality testing and revamped shipping. There are rumors of a new line of teas and home fragrances in the works. So no, this isn't the end of As Ever. It's just a very sticky beginning. Final spoonful, a call to laugh, learn, and level up. Let's face it, this story is jam-packed, pun absolutely intended, with lessons. Whether you're a royal, a small business owner, or just someone who once burned a grilled cheese and cried, we've all had our runny jam moments, those times where our best intentions flopped in full view of everyone. Chapter 9. When brands crumble, rebuild with better ingredients. Let's talk redemption arcs, because every brand deserves one. Meghan Markle may have stumbled with her raspberry jam rollout, but she's not the first celebrity to get heat for a failed product launch. Remember when Kylie Jenner's $360 makeup brushes caused online chaos? Or when Beyoncé's Ivy Park sizing debacle left fans feeling excluded? The difference? They all bounced back by listening. And that's exactly what Meghan needs to do next. Start by embracing the flop. A cheeky follow-up post that pokes fun at the jam gone wrong? That would go viral in the best way. Imagine Meghan on Instagram stories holding up a spoon, saying, "Okay, maybe it was more of a raspberry smoothie." We hear you. People would eat that up, pun again intended. Next, bring fans behind the scenes. Share the production process. Introduce the farmers. Show how the berries are picked. Let people feel connected to the story, not just the Instagram aesthetic. That's how you turn customers into community. Finally, reinvent the hero product. Give the raspberry jam a second life, with new packaging, a reworked formula, and maybe even a clever name like Jam 2.0 or the Real Royal Spread. Because let's be real, if anyone can turn a branding mess into a best-selling comeback, it's Meghan Markle. Chapter 10. The Psychology of Fancy Jam. Why do we keep falling for it? Okay, let's zoom out for a second. Why did this jam cause so much drama? The truth is, we've all been conditioned to believe that premium equals better. Put a minimalist label on a jar, price it at $12, and tell us it's artisanal, and we'll convince ourselves it's life-changing. And sometimes it is. But other times, like this one, we find out the hard way that not all jams are created equal. It's the same phenomenon behind $8 lattes, $90 scented candles, and those tiny wellness shots that taste like grass and regret. We're chasing a feeling, not just a product. A feeling of status, of belonging, of being part of something special. Meghan's As Ever brand tapped into that beautifully, but forgot to deliver the basics. And in today's market, substance has to match style. Because aesthetics might sell the first jar, but it's quality that sells the second.